Welcome friends. So today we will talk about how to use MySQL with C++. So here we will use third-party library MySQL CPP connector. So if you see this, we have to install MySQL C++ connector. So you have to download this first. Okay, so you can write download Windows. So here you will see. Okay, so once you downloading it, you will see this version. So just select 64-bit because I have 64-bit Windows, and then select for the uh, Git version. So I want to use some older release, so you will use archive here. So select 1.1.12 and download this zip archive. So once you download it, you can unzip it. Okay, and you will see it is here. So just unzip it here. So once you unzip it, you will see those MySQL CP connector. So just what you need to do is to copy all those libraries, lib means all those DLL, static DL inside the binary and this include directory. You have to copy this and paste it inside your VCPKG. So inside VCPKG there is an I think install directory. So here is x64 Windows. In the bin you have to copy those DLL, and in the lib you have to copy all those libraries .lib extension, and include you have to copy all those include directories. Now once you do, you have to execute this command of vcpkg integrate install. Okay, you have to execute this command. Once you done it, you can use C++ REST SDK. So let's quickly start using it. Earlier I show you how you can receive uh, post request. Now we will store this request in the MySQL database. So for that I'm using MySQL server 5.7. You can download and install it via the Google, and you can download MySQL as well. So you can download MySQL for Windows. Okay, this is a MySQL installer. You just can install it. Okay, and then it will be installed. So then once you install, you have to use some username password, and then you can create some database and then a table called employee. So here I have created a MySQL server, and there I have a table employee I have created here. So I will describe, so I'll show you here. So I will use describe employee. So you see that these are the fields. So you have to create it. Once you have done it, you can use MySQL CPP connector library. So let's quickly start using it. So I'm using JDBC, JDBC, and then you have to use MySQL connection. You can see it's here. So now again hence include, and then just use those driver. So you can see that driver is here. So now I think you have to use prepare statement for executing those database query from C++. So you will use JDBC and then CPP command, and then you can use prepare statement. It's listed here. So I think that's it from the library point of view, and we can just create some structure. We will create some structure for employee. As you see that we have got this data, table name of the employee, month, category, table, effort. So I will create some structure, C++ structure for employee. So I will write employee. So here you know that by default all the variables is public if we does not mention any specifier in structure, but it's private for C++ class. So I'm just using m because it's a member variable. You can write it according to your convenience. So m task, and I have an int m effort. Okay, so I will create a default constructor and mark it as default. Now I will use some string. So quickly I will write name, and okay, there's a mistake, and there is string name month and string category, string task, and int effort. So I will use initializer list here to initialize those into the member variable. So I will use name, then I will use month, and I will pass month here. Okay, so m category, and I will pass category here. Also I will pass, it's getting too large, so it's just mark it here. So there's a mistake. Okay, and task, so I use task here, and effort here. So that's it. So this is our structure. So I think all is good. So let's quickly check if all our syntax are okay. To me it looks okay. Okay, so that's it. So I don't know why we are getting this error. So are we able to miss something? I don't think so. Now let's compile this, see what error we are getting. So we are compiling it to see we don't have any compilation error till now. So yes, it succeeded. So now let's quickly write some structure for MySql Db as well. So I am writing MySql Db. I'll make it private. So I will write some parameter. We will use some API and the variable we will use for using those C++ SQL connector to C++. I will initialize those with null PTR and also the connection pointer. So I will name it m connection, also initialize with null PTR. Then I will make a static variable. So because I want to make a singleton instance of our DB, so I will use mdb instance here. Okay, we cannot initialize static variable inside the class. So now I will create a default constructor. So inside the default constructor I will initialize those mDriver variable and let use at get driver instance API to initialize it. Now okay, it's a mistake. Now in M connection I will use mDriver and then I will use connect with MySql database. So I will use TCP here and then I will use the localhost port, and this is our MySql Db port. Okay, then I will use username root and I will use password, which I have in my case this, and I will use semicolon. So we will be able to connect it. Now I will use M connection. Okay, and I will use the database DB name. So for that we have API set schema, and I have DB name is employee DB. You can have anything else in your case. So in constructor we initialize it. Now I will use a singleton instance to return that object for some client or some other users. So I will use get instance method. So there is a singleton pattern, so I will check if mdb instance is equal to our, if it is equal to null ptr. So I will initialize it. I will initialize it to new and our class name MySql Db. Okay, and then just return it. So I will return it. So that's it. So I am done with our DB instance as well. So I will create another function to return that connection. Okay, so I will use as a pointer, and then I'm using it pointer because we have a pointer member variable. Sorry, shun. Then I'll use return M connection. Okay, so I'm done with this method. Now we'll go to our handle post, and now I will use those. I have already parsed all those data, so I will initialize it in our structure employee which I created here. Okay, so I will initialize those inside a structure of employee. So here initialize it in employee structure at em small. Now we have an employee class. We create an object of employee, let's call emp. Now we have all those variable name month as a string underscore t utility, which is defined by C++ as SDK, and I want to convert into string, so my class can handle those. So for that conversion from string underscore t to string, there is a function provided by CPP REST SDK which is called utility, and then conversion, and after that we have two what you call UTF-8 string. So here I have to pass those name. Okay, so we have to do same for our other variable as well. So it will be some lengthy, but we have to do it. Just copy paste, so I don't want to write it again and again. So first is name, and then second I will use month, Now I will enter some, and then I will use category. Then I will paste it again, and I will use this time task name. I think that in my case is task name, and then I will use just simple effort because it's an integer. Okay, so I think that's it. We have initialized it. So once we initialize it, now I'm going to insert it into Db. So this is the function I will click to create. So I will pass this object to this function. And now this is the main function where we will insert our Db. So let's create this function somewhere here. So let's quickly create a function. I'll name it void insert into Db, and it will create employee. I will use reference, so I don't want to make any copy of that object. Okay, so here I will use this prepare statement, and then pointer I will mark it stmt, prepare stmt. Now I will get db connection, the instance I have used. So for that I have to use I have to use SQL connection pointer. I will mark it as gone, and I will use my method, my Mysql Db method. So db, and then get instance. This will initialize our db at first because it is a singleton pattern, and then I will use get db, get connection. Now we have a connection here. So quickly I will use prepare stmt, and I will prepare a SQL query here. Now I will write my query, insert into, maybe capital this, into employee, and I will pass name, month, category, task, and efforts. So this is my database query, and then values, and I will mark those all are question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, and question mark, and I will use double colon here. Just close this, semicolon, and I think that's it. Or maybe we have some errors, just remove it. Okay, so this is it. Now I will there we have 5 columns, 1 2 3 4 5. So I will set those in our prepare stmt. I will use set string, and I'll mark 1, comma. Now I will use my object which I use as a parameter, and I will use name. Now I have to use C++ kind of C string for. Okay, so I just want to quickly copy paste it so I can fill rest of the service, rest of the variable as well. The second variable is a month. Okay, the third one is category. make sure to mark it as here 2 and 3. I think C is small. So next one is task. Sorry. And the last one is effort, but this is integer, so we'll use set int here, mark it 5, and here we will use effort and is an integer, so don't use cstr. Now simply call execute here to execute this. Okay, so I think we are done. So let's compile this, see we don't get any error. So I want to delete all those queries. So this is our database. We have no database yet, so I think we have some compilation error. So we have this error, MySql Db instance. So this is a linker error we get. So I think we don't have MDB instance here. Okay, we have made one mistake. I have not initialized our static variable, so I think I have to initialize it. So just use this. You have to initialize it. So we have to use MySqL Db and Db instance is equal to null ptr, and then close it. I think it should compile now. So it's being compiled, will take some time. So still compiling. Sorry, the PC is a bit slow. So it's compiled successfully. Now we will execute our queries. Let's insert some fields. I will just enter. You see the database inserted successfully. Now we will see this. We see that we received the query. Now we will do select from employee, and we see that this name and month which we entered is successfully inserted in database. So you see that we can use it API. So that's it guys. In my next chapter, next tutorial, I will show you how you can use get handle request to retrieve those data, and we will use filter record to see all those data here. Okay, till then, bye. I'll see you in my next lesson. Thanks for watching.